Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our assignments class. This is the revision of our bachelor class we about a COS201 assignment, which is on programming. So today I'm going to just do a quick revision about what we have done so far. I encourage everybody to go through it, understand this, just to avoid uh, any complication during presentation. Thank you. Look at the questions and see how we're going to write the program. The project title is student record system. These are the instruction on what you are going to do in your program, in our program. So create a simple student recording system in C that allows user to manage student information. This program should include the following functionality. Initial setup, create a C program using JetBrains. So that's why I said that everybody should install this JetBrains. That's what we're going to use, I believe, in this semester and the next semester too. So write a program that displays a welcome message and prompt user to enter their name. The program should greet the user by their name. So let's see. So first thing first, we have to include library in our program. That is a must. And this our program, we're going to input and get output. So we are going to go ahead and include input and output library. This library, whenever you want to make an input and expect output, you must include this library and output library. So I just add a comment. This double slash is just a comment to just help you understand what is this. So input and output library. And the second thing we're going to do is to create our main function. Whenever you start the program, you run the program will look for a main function to start, the starting point. You can have multiple function in your program, but you must have a main function where your program will start. Let's say you have a function A, print F, enter your username. Say you have a function A, void function A, and you have a function B. You have function B, enter your serial name. So we have two functions here, but once we run, the program will not even allow you to run anything because there is no main function. Okay, sorry, let's write the main function and so that you can see what I'm trying to say. Int main. Now, if we run this program, we are not going to get anything in our output. This output, we don't have anything because this is where the program is going to start and there is nothing in here. If we go ahead and call function A inside and run our program again, we're going to get this. So this is where our program starts. Once you run your program, the program will look for main function to run. You can have many functions, but you must have main function. So with that being said, let's continue. So this is our main function. The function is going to return 0 or 1. If it returns 1, that means there's error in your code. If it returns 0, there is no error in your code. So you have to put int at the beginning of your function because it's going to return 0 or 1. So since the program is going to ask for user name, but no, the program is going to force a welcome. So we're going to write printf. We know what printf function does. Welcome to student management system. Welcome to student management system. This backslash n is new line, and the program will also prompt user, ask user to provide their names like this. So we're going to run it ahead and run it and see what is the output there. So well, okay, so I made a mistake. Welcome to student management system. Enter your username. So sorry guys, I made a mistake here, right? So let's run the program again. So the program welcome the user, welcome to student management system, and enter your username. Now, if the user enters his or her username, we need something to hold the username. That's right. So we're going to go back here and declare the container that will hold the username. So we use char. We use char to declare username. Now the reason we use 50, we are declaring a character variable called username, and we are expecting that variable to contain at least, let's say, 50 character. It's going to contain 50 characters, so our username can contain up to 50 alphabet A, B, C, D, like that. So after the user input his name, we're going to use scanf function to collect the username from a input buffer and store it in username. Now here, if we look at here, this %s, why not use C, right? Because the moment you have more than one character, that's string. When you have B-E-N, Ben. Now Ben is not character anymore, it is string. So we're going to use %s, here to store this username. So since they said after the program should greet the user by their name, so we're going to go ahead and greet the user. We use printf to display welcome to student management system. Welcome. So this is going to greet this string that is stored here. We are going to use pointer to collect it and display it. So let's run and see. So enter your username. Let me say my username is John. Welcome John. So the program now welcome me, ask for my username, which I provide, and it greets me with my name, welcome John. So that means we are done with this. Now we're going to go ahead and see the second instruction. So they say data storage. Now we're going to declare, we are going to need some storage for the input. That's why the second instruction is data storage. Implement a storage for students information, including name, roll number, and mark. So we're going to need 3 data storage for students: his name, the student name, student roll number, and marks, which means we are going to go ahead and declare the data storage which for the student. So thanks to auto completion of this IDE, it has auto complete. You don't even need to waste your time in writing. It has a automatic this thing. So we now have student name, student roll number, and student marks. Now student roll number is integer, that's why we use int to declare. Mark is in integer, that's why we use mark, not character. So we now have our data storage for students. Add features to input student marks and display whether the student has passed or failed based on passing threshold. Above 40 are considered passing. So now this means that we are going to the program is going to ask us that, okay, to provide the student name, student, and yeah, we are going to, the program is going to ask us to provide the student name, roll number, and mark, which the program will use the mark to determine whether the student has passed or failed. So we're going to go ahead and do that. The program is going to ask us to input the student name. So we use printf function to display that. Enter student name. You see, auto completion. That's why I like this. If we provide the student name, we need something to scan the input buffer and collect the student name. So we're going to use scanf function, and no, yeah, %d ampersand for memory allocation. Then another printf to ask us for the for the student roll number. Enter student roll number. %d. When you want to store integer, you are going to use %d. When you are storing string, you are going to use %s. We're going to use %s. So we're going to repeat this. Okay. Going to the program is going to ask us for mark. Printf enter student marks. Scanf %d ampersand mark. Now let's run the program and see first before we continue. Sorry. Welcome to, okay, we do not provide a yes. This /n is very important for new line, welcome. This /n will break your line. John, welcome John, enter student mark. Adam, enter student roll number 78, enter student mark 50. So we are done with our input. So add a feature to display whether the student has passed or failed. So we're going to write a conditional statement that will check whether the student has passed or failed. So we are going to give a condition that if marks is greater than 40, then printf let's make the program more more professional. Let's write a message telling us that the student so student with roll number has passed or failed. So student percentage s, this will now will point to the name of the collect the name of the student percentage n with roll number percentage d has passed, else so let's see. Now this is the conditional statement that after you input the mark, is now going to check if the marks is greater than 40, the student, oh sorry, I do not provide the pointer here. You're going to student name and mark. Student name and marks. So enter your username Sam. Sorry, Sam. Welcome Sam. Enter student name Adam. Enter our number. Let me say 78344. Enter student mark 60. Student Adam with roll number 60. No. Marks. Oh, it's not marks. Roll number. John, student name Adam, roll number 266, mark 70. Student Adam with roll number 266 has passed. So now let's run the program and see what will be the message for a student that has less than 40 marks. Adam, welcome Adam. John, roll number 677, and it marks as 30. So student John with roll number 677 has failed. So now the condition we gave here works. So let's continue. Now we are done with 1, 2, 3. We're going to 4. Instruction number 4 says implement a loop that allow user to input information for multiple students until the user decides to exit. Now, to implement this well, let's look at the second the second instruction. Create an array to store information for multiple students with ability to add, remove, and modify students' records. So now this means the program is going to be to have features to add, remove, and modify student records. So let's do it this way. After the program greets you with your name, it's going to ask you to select options of what you're going to do. Are you going to add student, edit student, or are you going to add, remove, or modify? So let's do it like that. Let's say after the program welcome you, is going to ask you printf. Let me just mix. This is just a decoration. Student management system. Management system. Let's say printf. Option number 1 is add student record, new line, because we printf printf delete student record, printf modify student record. Okay, number 3 is modify student record. Select option. This is just for just a decoration, and just John. Oops. New line. This new line is very important. Welcome, John. So the program is going to ask the user to select to choose the program is going to enter student name. No. The student is going to give you option to select what you're going to do, whether you want to add student, delete student, or modify student record. So if this program is going to give us options, that means there must be a condition of what if users select 1, what if users select 2, what if users select 3. So we're going to write a conditional statement that if users select 1, direct him there. If users select 2, direct him here. If users select 3, direct him to there. So for that, select option, we're going to use scanf. So we need to declare an integer. Let's call it choice. So after the user inputs 1, 2, 3 or whatever, is going to scan the choice, right? So if choice is equals to 1, print, it is going to direct us to here. That means we are going to add student records, right? Let's see. Enter your name, John. Welcome, John. Welcome to student management system. Add record, delete record, modify, and select options. So if user select one, it's going to direct us to add records. So let's say Adam, enter roll number 722, enter marks 50. Student Adam with roll number 72 has passed. So the program is going to give you a option to select what you want to do. So we are now going to go back to implementing our loop. Now, if we look at this, whenever we run the program from the beginning to the end, once we reach the end, the program is going to say to finish. It was just going to end. So we need to implement a loop that after you reach to the end of the program, it's now going to take you back until you decide that I want to exit. So in the options here, we're going to implement that option that you can exit as number 4. So if choice is equals to, we are going to else. If choice is equals to 2, we are going somewhere else. If choice is equals to 3, we are going somewhere. If it is equals to 4, no, we are not. I don't think we don't need 3. We don't need 3. So the loop we are going to use is do sorry, do while loop. That like the program will keep repeating, doing, do while until a condition is in. So we're going to cut everything here and put it inside do while loop. While so the program is going to keep repeating this. You keep giving you these options until you decide yourself that you want to exit. So the option for exit is 4. So we are going to say while choice is not equals to 4. That means the program will keep going, keep repeating until user chooses a 4 as the options. Else the program will keep loading, keep repeating in the loop. So let's see. Welcome. What will happen if I select 5? No. What if I select 6? No. If I select 7? Nope. 8? Nope. What if I select 2? Yes. If I select 1, it's going to direct me to where I'm going to add. If I select 3, so no matter the selection you're going to make, if you do not decide to exit, which is option 4, the program will keep repeating itself, you see. So now what happens if the user, we have only 4 options. What if the user selects 5? We have to display error message that you select a wrong selection now. So we're going to use else. Anything that the user select outside 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to write a message that you select a wrong choice. So let's see. John, let's say I select 7. say invalid choice. I select 8, invalid choice about 9, until I make a nope. I made a mistake. This is not supposed. Okay. While choice is not equals to file, invalid. John 8. No. Okay. Okay, we have to make a provision for number 4. Okay. As if choice is equals to 4, I would say printf exiting program. The program. Else printf wrong choice. Okay. Student 6 wrong choice, 7 wrong choice, 4. What about 4? Yes. So if the user select 4, it's going to give you this. So we are done with loop. Now our program will stay within the loop until you decide to exit. So let's go and add maybe one line to add the student, view student, edit student record. If choice is equals to 2, printf view student record. Printf enter student roll number. So if you want to see the record of the student, you have to provide the roll number of the student. That if you select 2, the program will show that this is what you select. You want to view the student record, and it will ask you to enter the roll number of students. Or if you select the same thing, if you select 3, the program will tell us what you select. You select edit student record, edit student record, so enter student roll number. If you enter the student roll number, it's going to search the records. If there is a record for the roll number you provide, it will fetch the record from database. If the record is not there, then it will give you error message. We're going to do that in our next class, but for now, this is the basic. We have done 1, 2, 3, 4. This number 4 we are yet to finish, because there's going to be an array that will store the student information. For now, we are just running the loop without saving anything. This is just a temporary place for that. Once we finish the when we exit the program, the data will just vanish. We are not saving it in anywhere. And also, after adding the student, you can't access because you are outside of the like when you add, you cannot add like 2 or 3 student records because we are only using this to store one record at a time. So we need array to store multiple student records, which we are going to see how we can do that, or how we're going to do that in our next class. But for now, I encourage everybody to go through this. This is very simple to to comprehend. So just go through it, understand it. Then in our next class, we're going to continue. Thank you very much. It is nice having all of you together here.